Children these days, they know how to blame parents for everything. Everything. So they'll look at you and they'll tell you, it's your fault I'm fat, it's your fault I don't have a husband, it's your fault I've been sent out, it's your fault. So as much as possible, the woman still has to train, you still have to train your children. Welcome back to the Amazons, where today we are discussing designer wives, our young girls who, although they are of marriageable age, they still don't know how to cook, they don't know how to look after the home, they don't even know the way to the market. We have a guest in the house whose job mainly is a finishing school for girls. It's a grooming academy for girls. She's going to come here and talk to us about the difficulties our young girls are facing trying to cope or being prepared for that future role of becoming a wife. Please welcome Mrs. Okpe Tejuosho, head of school, the Muse Academy, and she is also a chef herself. Hello, welcome to Amazons. Please have a seat.
You look very lovely.
Thank you very much.
Very elegant.
Thank you.
She's a wife.
Yes, I am.
And a mother?
And a mother of three boys.
Wow. You look stunning.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much.
The Muse Academy. Tell us what Muse Academy is about.
Well, the Muse Academy is a vocational school. We started the school out of a need, so to speak. I had a mom come in. Her daughter couldn't cook. She'd been married for a couple of years and she was having challenges. So I had to give her cooking classes, and from there another couple of daughters came. So we had a need and we opened the school to fulfill that need.
So mothers are actually realizing.
Yes.
But what were they doing?
There's a failure in that department.
One of them, had a one-on-one with her mom, and she was like, you should have forced me. Because mom said, I tried, when I was teaching you were not paying attention, and she said, you should have forced me.
Exactly.
And mom didn't force her. She didn't know how to cook. Her husband had sent her out.
Wow.
I didn't know food was that important.
I'm thinking that this school, back in the days, for some, like where I come from the southeastern part of the country. When you were going to get married, there was a particular event that was wrapped up around you. So even if your mom hadn't taken time out to teach you, you were going to go into the fattening room.
Yeah, so it was like a finishing school.
It was like a local finishing school, and some other cultures have the same thing. Yeah. So since we don't have a finishing school, I think your school is representing that.
But even that fattening school will be for how long?
No.
What do you learn?
It was a couple of months.
A couple of months.
They'll give you basics. Cooking, you don't learn how to cook in a day.
Yeah.
They will teach you basics, how to put things together, how to look after yourself.
Make it your own.
How to look after yourself, how to look after your man.
Okay.
And other things too.
So at the Muse Academy, do you have like a program where it is from 1 to 2 months to 3 months?
Yes, we do.
Depending on the need.
Yes, we do. It's not really specifically for brides. We teach children. Schools come on excursion, to educate the children about the importance of cooking, dieting, knowing the proper things to eat. And then we have our bridal section, which is specifically focused to newlyweds who want to learn how to cook, or people that have, about to marry. We have men sending their wives to a school now.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
They're not yet married.
Yes,
but fiancés, sending their
to make sure that. But is it just about cooking, or do you do stuff like personal hygiene?
Yes, we do personal hygiene. We do grooming. We do needlework. The basics. Your son's buttons are not going to fall off his school uniform, and then you're looking for a tailor. So we teach the basics of needlework and things like that.
Things that have been eroded from our school curriculum, because when I was growing up, we
learned all those in school. Home economics, needlework.
Yes. No, don't let us take this to schools now.
Okay.
No, but it's a 50-50. There has to be a balance between school and home. What the school will teach you in home economics is basically to pass exams. Needling and baking cake.
Yes.
They won't teach you how to make the soup. They won't teach you
No,
how
there
to
was
They used to do cooking
What's it called
classes.
again?
Yeah,
There was
Food
a
and
course,
nutrition.
Food and nutrition.
Food and
We had
nutrition. They used to do
practicals.
that.
It is the responsibility of the home.
Primarily.
Primarily,
Primarily,
yeah.
responsibility
It's the responsibility
of the
of the
home.
home.
So when the girls, when they come, you know, they are not ashamed about it. They know it is a challenge
few
for
of them
them.
are. Some coming and they're not sober at all, and they leave as they
Same
came
way.
in.
Exactly.
Yes,
No,
not
without,
sober.
without.
They will
Learning.
learn it, but
But-
grudgingly.
Yes.
Grudgingly. So we do have a few, and then we, of course, it's also our work at the school to tell you the importance of cooking. The kitchen is the heart and the soul of the house.
Yeah.
You know, and there you will find the woman. In the commercial world, men are the head chefs, executive
Of
chefs, but
course,
somehow in the home, the mom is the boss in the kitchen.
You know, the impression that our young ones have these days, and we mothers perhaps also have some kind of a responsibility to erase this notion completely, is that the men should also learn how to keep the home. You know, it is for me, if a man does it, it helps out.
Yes,
it's not his
not
job.
wrong in
It
it.
does,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's not his
exactly.
job.
You know what?
Yes.
Irrespective of what people say, typical African society is the moms that do this. A lot of us have fathers that did a lot of things around the house. My father was a fantastic cook. Every Sunday
Most
was my
men.
father's turn
wow.
to cook.
Most men.
But your
he
mom
was
could
very-
also cook.
Every Monday, every Sunday.
Exactly, that's what we are saying, right?
Your fathers did. Some fathers did stuff in the house. A
Yes,
lot of
like
men
bath
these
to the
days don't do
children and
anything.
things like that.
They don't know how to
Yeah.
boil water. A lot of men these days.
My
don't
kids
do.
can cook. I have boys.
Okay.
And for me, cooking is not just about a woman knowing how to cook. It's an essential life skill. Everybody must know how to
Yeah.
cook. So my boys can cook very well.
Cook and
The
clean.
elder too, very, very well. In fact, the second one is a chef in the
No,
making.
I'm still going back to the fact that, look, even though they can do this, it is at their
Primarily,
own
yes.
you know,
Yes.
goodwill
Yes.
and free will
Yes.
Exactly.
to do it.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
not their duty. The
It's not.
duty is for the
Well, in
woman
this society, yes, it's
to
not.
hold it together
Everywhere
in the
world.
house.
No,
I think it should be.
they share responsibilities
be.
outside the African society.
Society, especially when we have a lot of
Where you
people
have no
like-
help. Here you have help.
Living abroad.
So if you're
and
just
stuff
with your
like that.
husband, you won't have to remind him. He'll just look at the laundry, needs to be done. He'll just get on with it.
Okay, can we also say that now that you've mentioned helps, is that also part of the problem, that because a lot of homes have these helps where everything is left for the help is doing everything, so the children or the girls or the girl and the boy are laid back because somebody is there to take care of things for them?
You know, you said it earlier, it is still your duty, whether there's help there or not.
no.
It is still the mom's duty. We had help when we were growing up. And honestly, at times, I wondered what they were there for.
Because you couldn't
Because
even
I'd
call
hear
the
things
help.
like, yes.
If you call the help, my mom would say, "Are you the one that-" Exactly.
You know, so she made sure we knew how to do everything. And honestly, the help were there for decoration.
They were just there for them.
Yes,
but
yes,
not us. How
for
dare you call your help?
So you
Are
could do everything, almost everything, at least as they equipped you to go out
Yeah,
into the world. Fully equipped. You know, so we have a challenge. It is a challenge now, whether we like it or not. You know, people are being sent out of their homes. Men are complaining because food still is very, very important. And then for your children as well. What are your children eating? If you're not cooking it, then you can't control the quality of what they're eating.
Exactly.
So you find obese children. There are statistics that say that 80% of obese children grow on to become obese adults.
Of course.
So at the end of the day, they'll still look at you. And then children these days, they know how to blame parents for everything. Everything. So they'll look at you and they'll tell you, it's your fault I'm fat. It's your fault I don't have a husband. It's your fault I'm being sent out. It's your fault. So as much as possible, the woman still has to train. You still have to train your children.
A very good business these days, everybody knows, is the fast food business. So how do you balance that with you having a school?
I have a school. I'm also a baker. I'm also a little bit in the fast food business. I do a lot of
Okay.
cakes. I do pastry and all that. But
But we still want, but you still tell
absolutely,
people,
that
please cook once in a
95%
while.
of what I eat, I cook.
Okay.
So I only
Are you
eat
eating
out.
what you're baking.
I'm eating what I get accused a lot. I eat what I bake. I eat what I bake. But I don't eat cake every day. You can't eat cake every day. So everything is in moderation, which is one of the things that will teach you as well how to balance
you know, your work life, and your home, your dieting and your home and things like that. So, yeah.
Okay, in all of this, you know, this question is just sound you know, out of the scope of discussion. Aside from the kitchen stuff, that is when you have gone to get all the ingredients from the markets and then you put it here. Now we want to make it. Are they also taught the art of going to the market and bargaining? You know, putting them to the test. You know.
Yes, we do go to the market. We do show them around. Look for the ones closest to you. How to spot good fish, rotten vegetables, and things like that. Telecommunications has spoiled everybody a little bit. So now you have Meatman on your phone, you have Taye fish seller, you know, and so everything is just a phone call away. But at the same time, when they bring it, you still have to inspect it. You're not just going to collect anything from anybody, and you have to know your onions. Otherwise, you're just inspecting nothing. Exactly. If you don't know what fresh fish is supposed to look like, anything they bring to you, you will collect. You know, so we teach them how to spot things like that and how to do a little bit of shopping.
So what's the assessment based on? How do you then say, okay, you know, you can do it. You are ready.
We give them. They have like practical classes. We ask you what you can do when you're coming in. Okay. So you take it off, and then at the end of your time with us as well, we give you the same sheet. What can you do now? And everything you've ticked, you're going to practicalize it. Then we know that at least you're good and ready.
I can imagine if it was your husband that brought you there, he should be the one
to say, okay, to give you the pass mark.
You still can't do anything. The statistics are quite worrisome for children between the ages of 19 and 25.
Really?
They can't do anything.
But when you say can't do anything,
I'm telling you, they tell you, when you ask them, can you cook? Most of them say no, and the few that say yes tell you they can make indomie.
Noodles.
Give me indomie.
They even say indomie. They don't even call it noodles. They say they can make indomie. Because if you say noodles, we're thinking vegetables and sauces and stir fries. They tell you they can make indomie, and that means just boil water, throw it in, and bring it out.
Wow.
Yes.
This is
So when you say some kids can't even boil water, I think is it that bad as in, or maybe boil rice?
It is.
Are you serious?
It is.
No.
I mean, if they were much younger children, of course we know you will learn. We don't expect you to know something about a 19-year-old, 20, then you see 24, 25.
But I wanted to say something that everybody that knows me knows I'm a passionate cook. I cook everything. I own a restaurant as well. So that restaurant was born out of a passion I've had. You know, when I wasn't a cook per se when I was growing up, I wasn't like the one that would cook for everybody in the house. I would cook if I had to. I'd do stuff around the kitchen, help my mom, but I wasn't. It was when I went to university, and then I had to stay out of campus, and I was trying to manage my funds.
Yes,
I had a group of friends. We put our monies together. It was from that practical we had. So I didn't learn how to cook per se at home.
But you already knew the basics.
I knew the basics.
Yes.
That is all you need. That's all you need. I have a similar story as well. Okay. That's all you need. The basics.
Yeah.
And then from there you try this, you try that. Yeah. That's all you need.
Don't really like to cook.
And I understand that not everybody's going to like to cook. But like I said, it's a skill that you need to know how to do. You don't have to enjoy doing it, but know how to do it. I don't like driving, but I know how to drive. Yeah. You understand? I don't enjoy driving in Lagos, but I know how to drive. If something happens and I have to get out of the house, I will go. So that is what cooking is to me. It's a skill. It's a skill.
What about housekeeping?
We need to talk about that as well.
That's important as well.
These are all skills that you have to know how to do in Nigeria. When I first got married, I had the same house help for 12 years. She was with me for 12 years before she left to start her own business. And of course, I had friends that were changing house helps like every other month and things like that. And one of the things that I found that helped for me was that she knew that I knew how to do all the things I was asking her to do. Something as simple as that, knowing that I wasn't asking her to do this because I couldn't do it. You know, and then the way you even talk to people when you know how to do something is different from the person who has no idea. Yeah. I'm not going to ask you to boil rice and give it to me in 2 minutes because I know it takes, you know, but if I don't know how to do it, I'll say, I want it right now in 2 minutes. And then the person boiling it is like, what do you know? You know, so that mutual respect has to be there, even if you have help in the house. You have to know how to do,
So
things
do you think TV and I mean, I love Real Housewives of Atlanta, California, but, you know, because I like, you know, I like to just fantasize. I know that it's not real. Not everybody is going to attain that bling bling lifestyle, you know. But even in watching those reality shows, they cook for their kids and stuff. But to me, it's as if the children these days or the youth cannot make that.
They can't draw the line.
Draw the line and
distinction
realize
between reality and.
So
some of them learn the hard way.
Okay.
Some of them learn the hard way. Most children will learn from what they see in the home, regardless of what they see on TV. You might aspire to reach that level. Exactly. But you know that, look here, this is reality right here in my home.
But even the ones who watch reality, you know, there are different groups from those who Google. They Google how to make everything, and they mess it up.
YouTube.
You understand? They Google how to make jollof rice, Google how to, this is where to put the water.
Yeah, because they've reached a certain stage without learning the basics.
Exactly.
The basics. It will always still come back to the mom.
We can't they blame the mom.
Yes. It will always come back to the mom.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
We'll go on a short break now. When we come back, we are still talking designer-wise. How can we help? That is the topic today on the Amazons. After the break.